Spector 360 is the most advanced employee monitoring and filtering tool available on the market today. Spector 360 is designed to provide businesses with a high-level view of all of their employees' PC and internet activity and allow full control of what websites your employees can access. Spector 360 will significantly prevent, reduce, or eliminate problems associated with abuse. The focal point of the employee monitoring and filtering in Spector 360 is the dashboard, a powerful yet easy-to-use Windows-based application that can reside on one or more PCs on your network. Just like the dashboard of a sports car, the Spector 360 dashboard provides you with literally dozens of controls and views that enable you to investigate and quickly assess the information most important to you. With the dashboard, you can centrally monitor all of the computers on your network from one location. You can look at things like web activity, the top websites visited, top non-work websites visited, chat and instant messaging, user activity and inactivity. You can see when PCs are not being used, when someone logs in, and when they're taking long breaks. Online searching. You can see what your users are searching for and who is doing that searching, as well as the applications they're using for that searching. Speaking of applications, Spector 360 works not only to monitor online activities, but also offline activities. So with our software, we can tell you which of your offline programs like Microsoft Word or Excel are being used, how much they're being used, or how much they're not being used. For example, we give you the total time applications were run, as well as the actual time they were run. For example, this order entry program shows that it was being run for over 2,000 hours, simply because it was loaded during Windows startup. But the actual time the application was being run is less than 70 hours. For one customer, they were actually able to save over $175,000 when an application that they had launched during Windows startup, an SMS told them was being used 100% of the time, was actually only being used 15% of the time. Let's take an example of our software in action. Here under bandwidth, we see that Mr. Johnson here is using far more bandwidth than everyone else. All we need to do now is simply double-click on Mr. Johnson's bar within that chart, and this loads our summary view by day. We see on this day he had a lot of activities, so we simply load events. The events give us a rich amount of detail, such as the start time, the computer, the program, the IP address, and even the port number. If we need additional information about what this website or what this user was doing, we simply go to Event Snapshots. In an instant, we can see this user was streaming internet radio. If we want, we can click play, and Spector 360's VCR-like recording tool will show you everything that user was doing throughout the day. As you can see, this user was doing a lot of sports sites and a lot of non-work. Now we can actually save this data as an image or video, show it to them or their manager, and hopefully correct this action. The Data Explorer tool is used to access the granular details of all recorded events categorized by activity. With the Data Explorer tool, you can focus on specific elements pertaining to each activity. The Data Explorer also allows you to export your findings for use in other Windows applications, or you can print the information displayed on your screen. For example, here's information on keyword alerts. Keyword alerts are very important within our software because they zero in on terms or phrases that may be indicators of abuse. For our keyword alerts, we see that Mr. Dozer here has a number of them, so we simply load the events. We see the keyword here was actually the word confidential. We certainly want to zero in on this, so we go to our event snapshots, and we see Mr. Dozer here has two monitors. Spector 360 allows you to monitor dual monitor configurations, and we see that they were using webmail, probably banned by our acceptable use policy. Let's click play. If this was a password, we'd be able to capture that. We see that he's sending information in an attachment, and that attachment contains confidential files. I think we've uncovered abuse. The User Explorer tool is ideal for conducting investigations by displaying the event data associated with individual employees. The User Explorer lets you navigate within the recorded events of any employee at a high level and then load those events of interest so you can drill down and view the associated details. The Spector 360 Dashboard Reports tool empowers you to generate professional, high-quality management reports on how your employees are using their PCs and the Internet. The Reports tool provides all of the power of the quick view summary charts in a more traditional presentation format that you can print or automatically email with a click of your mouse. One of my favorites is the User Summary. This gives us all the details on specific employees over a specific time period. This user summary tells us that this user logged in at 10 o'clock, was active for only 43 minutes, and was inactive for 12 hours and 59 minutes, logging out at 5:44. It also tells us the top websites they visited, any emails they would have sent, anything they searched for, the chats, file transfers, the programs that they launched, and the internet connections that they made, as well as any documents that they created, edited, or deleted, and any keyword alerts that were detected. With the Spector 360 Dashboard search engine, you can search for that proverbial needle in a haystack by quickly finding the occurrences of any expression in all of your recorded event data. Your search can be applied to any of the event types supported by Spector 360. In this example, we looked for all incidences of the word confidential. We found it in keyword alerts, we found it in keystrokes, as well as websites and emails. The management of Spector 360 is addressed by the Control Center and the Dashboard Management tool. The Control Center is responsible for the remote management and configuration of all PCs being monitored, while the Dashboard Management tool is responsible for the management and configuration of all monitoring functions and the backup and archival of the SQL database. Additionally, the management function within the dashboard allows you to manage your website filtering. With Spector 360 Web Filtering, you can centrally manage and enforce company policy by blocking access to websites based on built-in, predefined categories or customized lists. You can manage the blocked site message. You can create filtering rules. You can set time profiles, and even create category groups, as well as manage the individual categories and the websites that are being blocked. Spector 360 enables you to monitor your employees' PC and internet usage, analyze trends and patterns, search for specific details, investigate when something seems amiss, and report your findings, all from the convenience of your desktop. Customers use Spectorsoft products primarily to uncover internet abuse, lost productivity, leaking of confidential information, and other inappropriate activities by their employees that expose them to financial, legal, and other preventable risks. As a simple example, finding just one employee who spends an hour a day surfing non-work-related websites and reducing that to just a few minutes a day can save your company more than 200 hours a year in lost productivity. Multiply that by 10 employees and you gain back 2,000 hours in just 1 year. The ROI with Spector 360 is immediate. Shouldn't you install Spector 360 today?